Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your guys, Buffton Prime, CT the Fan, T Cal. What's
Going
good,
on?
bro?
What's up? What's up? So we're gonna talk these Colorado players from the Shrine Bowl. How everybody did Shrine Bowl and Hula Bowl. We didn't get to watch the Hula Bowl as far as the practices and stuff. But we're gonna talk about everybody's stocks and draft stocks. How they did? Did they help themselves? Did they hurt themselves? And go from there. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's
Salute
up?
to the chat.
So let's get started. Who we starting with from the Shrine Bowl?
From the Shrine Bowl.
And shout out to Bet US for powering the channel, sponsoring the channel. Make sure to check them out. They also are offering casino games as well, so definitely check out Bet US.
So let's start with LeJohntay Wester.
Yeah,
Stock up or stock down?
His height, I think, came in at 5'9.5", so shorter than what he's listed at on Colorado's roster, but he looked exactly how we expected him to, how he looked all season, and we'll show a few clips of some of his one-on-ones. And this is against who I think was the best player and improved their stock the most at the Shrine Bowl week practice, and that was corner Elijah Hussey. He's a nickel out of North Carolina. Oh, he looked fantastic. So LeJohntay Wester was going up against top competition. And this is just showing his shiftiness, his ability to get in and out of breaks, his ability to create separation in the slot. The slot receiver means you're not the furthest outside receiver. So you're the second or third receiver from the outside. Slot receivers, those are typically shorter receivers. You want them to be, it's okay if they're fast, but you want them to be quicker. Like quickness is more important in the slot than.
Oh, I see.
And you want to create mismatches because a lot of times, depending on the defense, if you're not in a nickel defense, which has 5 defensive backs, and you're in a defense that only has 4 defensive backs, you may have a safety coming down and playing man coverage on your slot receivers. So you want a slot receiver that is a matchup nightmare. You can think of the Wes Welkers that have been great in the slot, Julian Edelman's, those type of guys that can just create separation and do it quickly. And LeJohntay is that type of guy. So I think he really just confirmed that he is who he was, even though if you watch any of his film, and I'm not even talking just Colorado, if you go back and watch his FAU film, then you see like he's elite. He is definitely a problem. So here he is creating separation on Hussey. Has a drop right there. This is Cal, I believe Cal cornerback Noah Williams. If not, it's their other. They had 3 DBs there. Baits him outside, gets vertical. Was going to run past him, but ends up getting held on the play. But that's what you wanted to see from LeJohntay. There was nothing. What would have went bad for LeJohntay is if he went there and he was getting locked up and wasn't being able to create any separation.
Right.
That's something that would hurt his stock. What he did there, it really just confirmed his stock more. But his best game to me at FAU, you remember who it was against?
Yeah, and he was cooking him. Yeah, he was cooking. Was it Clemson, right? He
killed Clemson. So he's already proved that he can do it, at a very high level against, higher level competition. So I love what I got to see him do there. I think I definitely think he raised his draft stock.
Yeah, he got the combine invite, right? While he was at the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. He got the combine invite from the Shrine Bowl. That was really big. Now it's not the end all be all for combine invites, especially. Well, one, you have Coach Prime, Deion Sanders as your head coach. With Deion Sanders as your head coach, your pro day, which is essentially the same thing as the combine, except it's at your school. So you're doing the test and you're doing the 40-yard dash, broad jump, vertical jump. You're doing individual drills where you're backpedaling, braking, you're running routes, etc. You're doing all that stuff at your school versus the combine. The combine's a bigger stage, but with Coach Prime being who he is, with Shador and Travis most likely participating in pro day, you're going to have everybody there. So it's essentially a combine for you, and it's at your school. So it's under, you're in your comfort zone. You're not going somewhere else. The schedule's set for you. Like when Shador throws at pro day, he's going to be choosing his routes and what everybody's running, and it's going to be scripted. So it's a better setting to really be able to show what you can do. But along with that, they just announced that they're having, and I hope it's televised. I'm assuming it's going to be, which we'll definitely be watching on Patreon.
Yeah,
Live watch party is a Big 12 Pro Day. So they're going
that's
to have
gonna
a
be off
pro
the
day
hook.
for all the Big 12 participants, and that's going to be awesome to see. I believe, let me check in on the date of that.
Yeah, that Big 12. I think LeJounte's stock definitely was up. I mean, man, like watching him his route running, it's like poetry in motion. Like it's elite.
Mhm.
Like, and I think I mean, and even though LeJounte played the entire Shrine Bowl game, I mean, when I mean entire, I mean he was in the last series
Yeah.
of the game,
Mhm.
and he was there, and he was, he's back there receiving punts, so he was so good in his special team work. I think, man, I think he left here definitely with his stock up, and like definitely with his stock up, and man, he's got some of the best route running, and I can see like with
In
that
college
route running.
in this draft class, yeah.
Yeah, because that cornerback that cornerback is so
Mhm.
good. I don't think people realize how good he is. Like he's really good, and I can see the advantage of having a receiver with elite route running. Like
Mhm.
even though that cornerback is so good, that elite route running boy,
Yeah,
there's a difference. Like it could be that difference between a catch and not a catch because
absolutely.
he was really good.
Yeah, and he had some great reps on LeJounte. He had some
Yeah,
great reps. Like so even though we saw him get beat a few times, it's so being able to see that was really good to see. Yeah, I don't believe they have a date yet for the Big 12 Pro Day. Hoping that's going to be televised, and we'll be watching that. But yeah, the biggest stage when it comes to this testing and stuff is the combine. It's always going to be the combine. It's the NFL combine, and LeJounte Wester being able to have that invite, it'll be really big if for his stock to further go up if he runs really well.
right.
Hearing a whole bunch of different projections for him. I expect him to be in the 4.4s. I think 4.4s really solidifies him. I'm hearing he can go as high as in the 4.5s. Anything higher than the 4.5s would not be ideal. Now, do you need elite top end speed to be a slot receiver? No, you don't, but it's a benefit, obviously. So really looking forward to seeing what he ends up running at the combine. Yeah, I definitely think his stock's up. So who we got next?
We going with back to back Jimmy Horn, stock up or stock down.
Jimmy Horns. Let's check out a few clips of him one-on-ones at the Shrine. This is against Oregon cornerback Jabbar Muhammad. Really good route right there. Sudden, explosive, no wasted steps. This is him against Elijah Huzzy, who again, that boy makes plays. He was making plays all week. His stock is the most up out of everybody there. That's gonna be the biggest worry for NFL scouts regarding Jimmy Horn. Measured in at 5'7" and I think like 170 pounds. Is guys getting their hands on him.
Yeah.
What happens when a guy gets their hands on you in the slot? And he does everything he's supposed to right there. That's a great, like, this is a guy that's going to be, he could be a day one starter in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. So getting that break. So that's what you want to be able to see more from Jimmy is guys not being able to get their hands on and be able to get the separation. Here he is, I believe, against Arizona State safety Simmons. And no wasted movement, just quick, explosive. And that's what you really need to see out of him. Here's another one from him against Cal cornerback Noah Williams, I believe. But again, in and out of his breaks, quick, explosive. And that helped him during this week. Now, again, the height thing, coaches are going to feel a way about that. However, if he goes and runs 4.30, 4.3 flat, 4.31, 4.32, or anything in the 4.2s, that's going to pretty much offset the height.
Right.
What we talked about when we did Jimmy's breakdown last year is I wanted to see better route running. Like that was the main thing. And mainly about the route running specifically, I wanted to be able to see every route look the same. Meaning everybody was telling me he ran a 4.3, but I wasn't seeing that on film from his junior year film. Like it wasn't looking like every route, oh my God, he's just exploding. He's moving at a different speed. We looked at LeJounte. When LeJounte comes off,
you don't know if it's a hitch, a go, a fade. Have no idea.
And Jimmy improved on that significantly. He watched the breakdown we did. He said 100 on it about what we were saying in it. And you could see this year his route running improved significantly. Now he dealt with some injuries, so that's unfortunate. But being able, if you're 5'7", they're not really going to count on you to take the top off of a defense, meaning be able to run past everybody for a deep ball. So if they're not fully counting on you for that, then you have to be able to show intermediate routes and short routes, meaning the digs where you're going 10 and in, the out routes, the slant routes. You have to be able to show that you can get really good separation out of those, because you have guys that have had speed all the time. 4.2 guys that weren't able to make it in the NFL because they were able to go straight. They weren't good at running the other. DeAnthony Thomas is a great example of that. Wasn't good at running the intermediate routes, running the full route tree, meaning all the routes. So being able to see Jimmy in the red zone and in these shorter yardage places, getting separation, that was really important for him. So his stock, if his height had been what it was listed at 5'10", I'd say his stock would definitely be up.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of even because, yeah, he showed he can run routes better, but then the height ended up affecting that, unfortunately. So I'd say it's pretty even. The big thing for him is going to be the combine, where he can show off his speed and explosiveness. And then I think that's going to make some teams fall in love with him. And on top of that, we didn't get to see as much as you'd want out of his return ability.
Right.
That's what people are going to want to see from him, is being a returner. I believe he had a return for a touchdown at USF. I think he had national special teams recognition when he was at South Florida, but we didn't get to see that at Colorado. So that's another thing that they're going to want to see more, because when you are a speed guy, you are an undersized guy, they want to see you in
special teams.
Yeah. Absolutely. How you feeling about his stock?
I think Jimmy stock's up. Especially with the clips we just watched, that separation, that quickness. I'm starting to learn the difference between being fast and having a quickness about you. Like, and like his quickness is just that's some next level stuff right there. And I was gonna ask you, because reports came out and said like Pittsburgh was like, hey, don't play in the game, don't. And I was like, okay, I didn't know NFL teams be like, hey, yeah, you know what, we seen enough. We seen, because you explained that going in, because I never watched the Shrine Ball, whatever.
Right? Well, I didn't know NFL teams directly tell a player that. But I said from the start, the practice is what matters.
Right. That's how I said. You like the practice would matter. So
yeah. Don't worry about the game. They want to see you practicing. They want to see these one-on-one reps, because in the game you only get so many reps in the game.
Oh yeah.
This isn't. It's like trying to judge Colorado football team if they just played one game this season. Like you can't judge it off the game. You're like, okay, well, let me see the 2 months of practice film that you have, so I can see these guys, see more repetitions of them. That's what the practices are. That's when you get to see the reps of these guys. You watch them for 4 years playing games. You don't need to see them in a all-star bowl game in order to know what they're about. But you want to, this is your first time, most likely on consecutive days, being able to see them practice, and definitely the first time being able to see them practice against different competition, being outside of their comfort zone and see how they work. So yeah, that's what I got for J5, man.
Shout out Jimmy. You want to tag some comments, or we keep rolling?
We'll keep rolling. We'll check out some comments in a little.
All right. Shiloh Sanders, stock up or stock down?
So I don't have the clips from Shiloh. All these clips I have are just from people that posted the receivers. I'd say neutral. He had, from what I saw, some rough one-on-ones. Now, one-on-ones, they only mean so much. Like, I remember, what's dude's name? Kyle Hamilton for the Ravens. People were posting training camp clips his rookie year of him getting cooked in one-on-ones. It's like, it's one-on-ones. It's made for.
I'm like, decal Hamilton. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what are we talking about? All right, that's crazy.
Because that's how people are. But the thing with one-on-ones in this situation, though, that's one of your chances to be able to stand out. Like, you don't have too many opportunities to be able to stand out. So I don't think he stood out in one-on-ones. Depending on how a team sees him, like, ideally, you'd want to be able. Ideally, certain safeties, especially a guy like Shiloh, who's going to be a later round grade to undrafted free agent, you want to see versatility. So being able to see a guy that you're comfortable guarding tight ends, comfortable guarding slots, like that's the ideal thing you want. And I
Right.
don't think that he showed that during this week. Looked like I couldn't really watch the ball game. I was dealing with some stuff, but looked like he had a better ball game. I saw he got mentioned as honorable mention for the ball game.
Yep.
So I'd say it's pretty even. I don't think teams were coming into this saying, "Oh yeah, Shiloh's going to be a lockdown," man
Right.
coverage.
Right.
In these games, we talked about it when we watched the practices through the week. They have 3 coverages. They're playing cover 3, cover 2, and cover 1. Cover 1's man coverage, cover 2's cover 2 zone, cover 3's cover 3 zone. The
So that says
quarterback,
advantage offense, right?
yeah, because
I
the
know what I'm
quarterback
going against.
already know what.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do when they literally know what you're doing. So as far as being able to stand out as like a safety in these, it's hard. So I'd say it's even right now.
No,
What about you?
I'm with it. I'm with it. Yeah, shot like we saw the practices. I definitely think the game. He shine. I like the pass breakup he got. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he was coming down. I like the way he fit. Um, Free safety, strong safety. Should he look at coming to be in the box more? I don't. I mean, it's kind of hard because, like you said, the offense has advantage. They know, they know the defense. Like they know what you're going to be in. So I already know the weaknesses of the
Mhm.
defense. But um, but overall, I think, I think he comes out pretty even. Also, I think, the pro day he could stand out.
Mhm.
Um, he has
Yeah.
he has opportunity. Like so, yeah, I like it. I like it. I like what I think he comes out
Ye-
even.
Yeah, and I want to see him. I think he's more of a free safety. Ideally, you got a guy that likes it, etc. You put him in the
Mhm.
box. I
Right.
don't
That's what I'm
think he
saying. He likes
has.
to hit. Right.
Yeah, but I don't think he has the instincts in the run game in the
Oh, I
box
see. Okay.
to be like, when we watch Cam and
Yeah.
how if you just put a silhouette and you couldn't show his height, weight, or size, you'd go, that's a linebacker. Like
Mhm.
he fits and has the
That's a fact.
instincts
Right.
and etc. Shiloh has really good range as a free safety. He understands route concepts. I think he's a better free safety than strong safety. So yeah, that's where I got a stock right now. He's gonna um, probably need to run. I think if he runs a 4.5, his stock stays pretty much the same in a 40. If he runs a 4.4, that can boost it. And then seeing how he does in the other testing, the broad jump, the vertical, things like that can move it a little bit. But anything higher than 4.5, I think will hurt his draft stock.
Oh, okay. So then he go out to one of them workout places and get scrapped in, huh?
He's training with Swayze.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there you go. And we already know Swayze, all the
Yeah,
famers.
training with him.
All right, we going on though. Will Sheppard stock up or stock down?
Will Sheppard, we'll show some of his clips here too. Here's a crazy one-handed catch that he had in the back of the end zone. I believe this was red zone 7-on-7, like a
Yeah,
Odell Beckham looking catch in the back of the
yeah,
end zone.
that's nasty.
And then here he is in one-on-ones against a Iowa corner. Really like the separation that I saw there.
I like the handsy. I like he's a hands catcher.
And here he is versus Jabbar Muhammad. Now, something that you want to see more right here is when you're throwing a fade route, which when you're coming, you're going to fade this way. You want to be able to hold this line stronger, meaning not let the corner squeeze you to the sideline. So you want to hold it stronger. And then as the ball's coming, then you want to be able to fade out. And if you see this, Oregon cornerback Jabbar Muhammad's able to squeeze him more and more out. And even though he makes this catch, I saw it from the other angle, he only got 1 foot in, and we're NFL
NFL
now.
now.
So
Yeah.
you need 2 to get in. I don't agree with the pass interference on here, not gonna lie, but that's something that you want to see more is him stronger at the top of his route, at the point of contact. Right here, you want to see him really lean on him and then break away versus getting squeezed to the sideline like that. So Will Stock, from the one-on-ones I've seen, he was able to get some good separation. And just being honest, I wasn't too excited with the corners that they had there at the Shrine game. I think he struggled some with who I felt was the best outside cornerback there, which is Robert Longerbeam from Rutgers. He had some really good plays on him. So it's kind of even for me. I don't feel like it went up. I don't feel like it went down. The things that I wanted to see from Will Sheppard, and you got to see, some good breaks out of that route, but I wanted to see his route running improve. Wanted to see him more explosive out of his breaks. He got good separation, but I want to see more separation. And we talked about it when we watched it live. You don't have to be a 4-3 guy to get separated. Like Keenan Allen, Doug Baldwin are some of the guys in recent memory that get the best separation, but are not burners at all. So I want to see him be able to get more separation. And if you're not getting more separation on that play that we just played with Jabbar Muhammad on that fade ball, I need to see you be a bully more.
Right.
I need to see like AJ Brown. Like AJ Brown doesn't always get the best separation, but when the
You're
ball
bully.
is there, he'll bully you for it. So that's what I want to see more of from Will. All right, we got next.
I got to stock up. I said going in, I don't remember, did he measure at 6'4" or 6'2"?
6'2".
6'2"? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that goes my theory. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put a wait and see. I want to see how his speed comes out at his pro day or combine, whatever. I want to see that because I think that's what's really gonna push his stock up or down for me. So I want to wait to see his pro day testing. So I'm gonna take a pause on Will Sheppard.
Yeah, and personally, I think he's a 4.6 guy, and from what I've seen on film, that wouldn't hurt his stock. Like I don't see faster than that, so I don't think him running a 4.6 will hurt him. Now running a 4.5, a low 4.5, or if he's somehow getting the 4.4, I think that would help him like a ton. But the problem when you get situations like that, so say he runs a 4.4, right?
Right.
You're like, oh, he ran 4.4. Then you got to go back and say, did I see that on film? Like, did it translate on film?
Does it translate? Does that speed translate to on field? Right.
Exactly. Because if you're running a 4.4 as a receiver in college, you should be running past people. Like, people get really hyped off 4.3s and 4.2. 4.4 is rolling. Like, there's not a lot of guys. Like, if you run in a 4.4, you can roll. So that's the thing that happens. You see it every year in the combine. There'll be a guy that run a 4.2, but then you go watch his tape and he's not just running past people. You're like, okay, well, I don't care about that time if it's not
translating. Like wordy, like when you see it and then you see it on the field. Boy, when we did this, I'm like, yeah, this dude is really fast.
But then you get the Raiders. Teams will.
Oh, the Raiders.
They'll fall for it.
That's
they will definitely fall for it. If they see a lot of speed, they don't care if the tape confirms it or not. They will fall for it. But
that's a fact.
The point of a 40-yard dash, like what it really should be, is to confirm what you've seen on tape. Like I say, from DBs, I don't care if a DB runs a 4.6. What's he getting ran by? Have I ever seen him get ran by? Yeah. Have I seen him cover 4.3, 4.4 receivers and not get ran by? So I don't care.
Right.
As far as that. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see from Will Sheppard. I think his 40 vertical and his 5.10.5 shuttle will be big. And his 3-cone drill, honestly. And the 3-cone and the 5.10.5 shuttle, those are showing you quickness. So how
I don't know what you mean by shuttle. I'm trying to envision it, and then I don't know the 3 cones. I'm like, is the cones just 1, 2, 3? They running like this?
Yeah. So the 5.10.5, you're starting in the middle. You're gonna run 5 yards one way. You're lateral the entire time. So I'm facing you the entire time. Run 5 yards one way, touch the line. Then I'm gonna go 10 yards the other way, touch the line, and then finish back 5 yards in the same middle. So you want to see their change of direction, their explosiveness, and then out of breaks. Then the 3-cone, it's also called L drill. So they're lined up like an L. So you're gonna do pretty much the same way you start the shuttle. So you're gonna go 5 yards, touch the line, 5 yards back, touch the line. Then you're gonna go back to the same line you just touched, go around that cone, and there's another cone 5 yards out. So right after you go around that cone, you're gonna turn all the way around the other cone and then come all the way back. So once it's really meant to see how your hips are, how you're able to maintain speed in and out of cuts and things like that. So
they clever. They come with all kind of tips and tricks to get you.
Yeah, they do. Shoot, you know what? For our fans, TCal might get training and do a little mock combine.
That'd be great. Hey, we could broadcast live in Patreon. TCal
do a little mock
because combine. I don't know none of this stuff. I was like, what? 3 cones? What are we talking about?
Yeah, we all do a mock combine for everybody, man.
Salute, chat. Look at TCal looking out for us. All right, we got Cam Silmon-Craig, the shark. Stock up or stock down?
So I was able to see his one-on-ones. His one-on-ones look good. Sticky on the tight ends. Lost a couple of them really just because of size. That's going to happen. That's a mismatch teams want is safeties on tight ends. Like
right.
They love that. But is in good position on, I believe, all of them that I saw. Again, in this type of bowl, you can't really, it's hard to separate yourself as a safety. Like you're not put in situations like seeing him cover that is going to be good because teams are going to be able to continue to see, okay, he can play man coverage. I can put him in man coverage on a slot, on a tight end. If we need to, we could have him in nickel or in dime packages. But outside of that, you're limited with the play call. Like he's not able to really show, fully who he is. So I got it pretty even because at least to me, they may not have seen him cover before. I'm like,
right.
Cover. But as far as me, it's just confirming everything I've already seen on film. That's it.
That's pretty solid. I'm excited. I'm waiting to see his pro day. I want to see what he runs. I'm just curious. Like, because Cam, man, we called his name so many times on live watch parties. He's in the backfield. He's over there. I just wanted like if you had to guess what speed you think he's running in 40, like
I'll say high 4.4s to low 4.5.
God, okay.
4.4 to low 4.5, and we'll do a full projection before the combines and pro days and be able to see what we come up with. Yeah, we'll do a full one. But yeah, that's where I got him.
Yeah. All right. So that was it for the Shrine Bowl. We got the Hula Bowl players next. And we're gonna start off with the bully himself. The block bully.
I saw Chidozie was mentioned as one of the top performers from there. Now, the Hula Bowl guys, again, we didn't have access to the practice film. We weren't able to see the clip, so not much on them. But he was listed as one of the top performers. Another thing with him being listed as one of the top performers is his measurements. He was listed for Colorado, I believe, at 5'11", 290. Now, if a lot of times colleges are going to boost up your height and weight so it looks better, but then you got situations like what just happened and at the combine when the NFL measurements come in, which they don't play with those measurements.
That's what they said. They're
very precise with those. Like they're gonna push the ruler all the way down. Like they got to stand up certain way, feet have to be out in a V, heels touching against the wall. Like they're very precise with how they do it. So he measured at Colorado listed at 5'11", 290. At the Hula Bowl, I believe he was 5'11 and a half, maybe, and 307. So
for D tackle
in a little bit taller than what was listed on the site. So that was big because I was worried he was going to be 5'10", 295, something like that, or 285. But no, he came in a little bit above his height and a good amount above his weight. So that's a win for him because NFL cares about size.
Yep.
In this situation. Now, when you get in the NFL, you can play. They don't care about that. Like we talked about how Aaron Donald played at 255 as a defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Wrecking havoc.
Insanity. So, he's been able to prove that you can go against the grain when it comes to that. But I definitely think Chidozie's stock is up. Actually spoke to him. He talked to a bunch of NFL teams at the Hula Bowl. So really excited to see that. He did promise he's going to be back on after Pro Day. So we talk about Pro Day, talk about everything preparing for the draft. So he'll be back on live. It'll be in Patreon. Hit Patreon first, then hit YouTube. But yeah, Chidozie's our dog. So we'll be able to see that. Now, the other three that were there, BJ Green, Levante Bentley, and Justin Mayers. Saw Justin Mayers was listed as one of the top performers, so that's really good for him. Bentley measured, I think, at 5'11". Don't remember what he was listed at, maybe at 6 foot. Not a big difference.
Right.
The thing for Levante Bentley is going to be how he tests. And I
So when
hate
you
that
say how you test, where
40
can you
yard
break that
dash.
up? Oh, okay.
And I hate it because I'm a fan of football players, man.
Mhm.
And if you really go through the statistics of how many of the guys that have ran 4.2, like the guys that blow out the combine and just have amazing numbers, amazing stats. If you look at their success in the league, it's not very high. Xavier
That's true.
Worthy, how many rookie receivers were better than him? A lot.
Neighbors, Ryan Thomas.
A lot. There were a lot of Lad McConkey, like there were a
Yep.
lot better. So just because you can test that good doesn't mean that you're actually,
Football player.
superior to them. Yeah, like you can play football, you can play football.
Play ball.
Speaking of which, Senior Bowl. Do you remember how tall that offensive lineman from
North Carolina
is?
Wasn't he 5'10"?
5'10".
Yeah, but he was
5'10".
havoc.
He was whooping they peach.
Havoc.
Week, a 5'10" offensive lineman. He played at North Carolina. We were watching it live, and when they said that he was 5'10", I said, I guarantee you right now, he did not start at North Carolina, meaning he didn't start his career there.
Oh, yeah. He was like, no way, he started right.
Looked it up. What do you know? He started at Coastal Carolina, was there for, I think, 3 years, then got to North Carolina, and then literally was whooping all the physical specimens and everybody at one of the best offensive linemen, period, at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go within the first 3 rounds, 5'10".
5'10", and he's every bit of that 5'10", because when you look, all these other guys so much bigger than him, but boy,
taking his belt off, whooping him.
Whooping him. That was one of the cool things about watching these practices and stuff. Because I'm like, man, that's cool. That was cool about it.
Yeah, and that goes back to he got passed on. Like, I mean, he went to Coastal Carolina. That means at least probably 120 other teams passed on him.
Just wouldn't even look at him. As soon as they saw the height, it was like, psh.
Done.
Yep.
Meanwhile, right, he might have been first team All-American. 5'10".
I don't think people understand. Like, dude is a problem. Like at 5'10", he is a problem. I know people have their linemen's got to be 6'4", 6'5", all that stuff. Man, let me tell you.
Yeah, he was on multiple All-American lists, meaning the very best center in college football or one of the top 2 to 3. Yeah, all these teams passed on him just because of his height.
Just because of the height, 5'10". He didn't.
When you're able to see that guys can really play football, that matters more. Bentley can really play football.
Yes.
But if he does not test well, that's going to have an effect on where they see him. So then you got to look at, if you don't test well, undrafted free agent or mini camp. And then you just have to get your foot in the door. Get into a camp, get into practices where you can show, hey, I'm a football player and play. BJ Green, didn't see him. The only 2 that I saw listed as standouts were Justin Mayers and Chidozie. So didn't see anything regarding BJ's performance there. Don't know if he did good or bad. BJ Green, I think, is another guy that's going to have to test well. I'm not sure if he's going to test well. I think can't remember his height and weight, but I think it was pretty consistent with what Colorado had listed. So I don't think there were many surprises there, but he's going to have to test well. And BJ Green's a lot heavier than I thought, like a lot heavier.
Yeah.
270, like that's gigantic for a D end, like especially 6'1", 270, like 6'1", 270 is huge. So if he doesn't test well, then they're going to most likely look at him losing weight to be able to test better, maybe drop 10 to 15 pounds. Because the other route you can go is gaining weight to be able to play more interior. But I think he's really a DN. He's really an edge. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Willie
Yeah, because
Grime.
even a few times they put him in an interior, and he was like, "Yeah, no, he's out of play. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
put
no,
him back out." Yeah,
yeah, that's not his position.
mm-mm.
Um, didn't see. I think Shane Cokes was there as well. Didn't
Same coach. Yep.
see anything specifically from him, but yeah, that's what we got for their draft stock currently. For all the buffs from these past two bowl games. Obviously, Shador didn't participate. Travis isn't going to participate, but these are. I'm pretty sure most of the guys. Is there anybody that we're missing that didn't get a bowl invite to any of them
Um,
that's in this class that has a shot? I can't think of any off the top of
not
my head.
anybody that's got a shot at being drafted. I don't think. No, I think everybody. Yeah, I think everybody's got. Yeah, it was either that he was at the Hula or at the Shrine.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Got you. Yeah, Raiders always fall for freak athletes for
They
sure.
do.
Always, 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 always. Cam is hot. It didn't see enough from the Shrine game, and when I talk, I'm giving y'all the NFL perspective. It's just from what they're seeing. I've said over and over, I believe Cam can have his tape and what he does on the football field, first round talent for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
But
boy. Yeah.
everything I'm saying is from their perspectives, from an outside perspective, not just our perspective. 5'11 and a half, 307, and he's strong. How many reps in the 225? Over 30 reps. Over 30 reps. That's what I'm
Bully.
hearing.
Yeah, the bully, man.
Hula Bowl was bad for Bentley because the rules, because with the rules he could not do what he does best. What were the rules, Des?
You must can blitz.
I'm sure there was no blitzing. I'm positive there's no blitzing at all. Man, appreciate you, Swank. Shout out Patreon fam. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. BJ had a great season. Yeah, make sure y'all hitting the like. Make sure you're hitting the like. I know we doing around lunchtime. That's because T-Cal gotta go make some moves. We usually try to do it early in the morning or later.
Yeah.
Now we talked about them. Let's talk. Yeah, no blitzing. I figured. But yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Do not forget that like button. All right, so transitioning. These were the top coaches listed for 2025 in college football. So 2025 in college football. How do you feel about this list from what everybody's looking like?
So going into 2025, wow, they got Kirby Smart at the top of the list. You got Prime's at number Prime at number 7. I'm surprised Utah coaches that far up. Wow, look at Nettie down there at number 12. What was Indiana? Didn't Indiana get all the way to like rank number 2 or 3 or something?
Dillingham is low. Kalani Sitake from BYU is at 24 with the season that he just
ain't giving down at 17.
Belichick
ain't even coached yet. He had 21.
Yeah.
Coach Belichick ain't coached the game yet, and he had 21.
And something that I've said before and why I put this on here, because I wanted to talk about this. There's a lot of coaches that we don't know if they can actually coach. Meaning, can you, and when I say actually coach, can you get a team to play over their talent
expectation, right? Over their talent level. Okay.
Can you have a team that's at a disadvantage and make them successful? Can you go to Columbia High School, worst high school football team in high school football history, and in 3 weeks lead them to the closest game they've had in 10 years? Like, can you actually coach? CT, I could give you the O-line coaching job at Georgia tomorrow, and you'll be fine.
Why is the SMU coach on there? Is he on there?
That's a great question.
I thought when you was talking that, I'm like, well, why is the SMU coach ain't on here? Well, why is BYU coach way down at 24? I don't know.
Yeah, Rhett Lashley. I believe he's still there. So, and what I'm talking about with this of which guys can honestly coach and why they haven't been proven. Do you know what Kirby Smart's first head coaching job was?
Georgia.
Ryan Day,
Ohio State,
Dan Lanning.
Oregon. So they
Your first
inherited,
coaching job.
right? Yeah,
You didn't start from the bottom. Prove like you just said SMU. SMU has not been a top school.
that's all I'm saying.
Bucky played there. I was recruited there. That was one of my top schools when June Jones was there. Bro, nobody went to the stadium. Like, it was not a top school, not a top tier program at all. They were still suffering from stuff from the death penalty they got way back when. Like, we weren't even allowed to take pictures in the jerseys because of NCAA stuff that they had going on. But now they ran through the ACC in year one.
That's what I'm saying.
G5, like that.
That's what I was like, man, is he just off? Or are we gonna punish him off like that? Like, what's good? Why is he not on the list? They were in the CFB.
So I want, and that's the thing with this is like you put top 25 coaches, but how many of these guys were spoon fed? Like,
right? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. And who are the main ones that you see that you would be like, okay, I'm switching. Oh, Dabo Swinney. You know his first head coaching job?
Don't tell me Clemson.
Clemson.
Wow.
You know his first coaching job? Bama.
Oh, I didn't know he was a Bama guy.
Those two places. Yeah, I believe he was under Saban. Oh no, maybe for a couple years. He didn't start under Saban at all. He was at Bama for a minute. But you've coached two places, Bama and Clemson. I don't know if you could really coach. And there's so many coaches that get overlooked that can really coach, but they're just not given the opportunity.
Like I look at Lane Kiffin. You know, he was USC, Tennessee. He's all these ever coaches like big schools. So I don't know if he can really, you know, because he's always had big school jobs, right? When they got him at 17.
Nah, he's different. You know his first head coaching job?
I thought it was USC. Tennessee?
Oakland Raiders.
Oh, man.
First head coaching job.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Lane Kiffin. That's next level.
Oakland Raiders. So, again, when you get to go into these, and he was there, Oakland Raiders, he was there 2 years. Then Tennessee, then USC, pit stop at Bama, then FAU. And in FAU, I think he did decent. I don't think they was actually. Let me see.
So is Boise State head coach gone? I'm surprised he didn't make the list. I mean,
I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't believe.
Wow.
Year one at FAU, and he did good at FAU for sure. 11-3 in a season, then 5-7, and then 11-3 again. Let me see when he got there. 2019.
That's crazy because that it makes you feel like, well, Prime should be higher. Prime took a 1-11 Buff team, and you know what I'm saying, and they were knocking on the door to the Big 12. So what I'm saying is he didn't inherit a power program already.
I can't put Coach Prime higher. I can't do that because he hasn't achieved as much.
Oh, what they've done. Okay. Even though they were spoon fed, but then it's also a lot of that is bias, bro. Like these teams, they come out ranked really high. But when they start taking these losses, but since they've been ranked so high, it's really hard. Like if you come out in the top 5 in the preseason poll, however they rank it, like you're already at a huge advantage. Like a huge advantage.
Perfect example. Kalen DeBoer. He got it out the mud.
Yeah.
He literally got it out the mud. He was coaching NAIA. Literally coaching in that NAIA, which is that's not even NCAA it's a completely different league. Like that's where he had essentially I can't remember where he was originally. But his first head coaching job was Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
And then next head coaching job, Fresno State. Then UW, then Bama. Like he got it out the mud. That's literally what it looks like, getting it out the mud and being able to prove yourself as a coach. Coach Prime started at FCS, Jackson State.
Jackson
Turned that
State.
program around. Jackson State was not that. I played in the SWAC like
Swag.
2-3 years
Yeah, the HB.
before Coach Prime got there. Jackson State was not that. We was competing with Jackson State every year, and we were terrible. Jackson State was never what it was. Got it out the mud. Kurt Signetti, his first head coaching job was a Division II IUP. That was his first coaching job. Won there. James Madison won there. Indiana took them from a 3-win team to 11-1 in the best conference in college football this past year.
Lost to 2 teams.
Lost
and
2
both
teams.
of them played in the championship.
And the national championship runner-up. Him being at 12 is crazy. Kenny Dillingham, first head coaching job, Arizona State. Terrible. Like that was the worst team in the Pac-12. I had somebody arguing with me the other day because their record wasn't the worst before, but they didn't have top recruits. Like, yeah, Coach Prime took Colorado. Colorado had the worst record, but you got Travis, you got Shador. Like you had 2
You're bringing in an influx of talent.
Dillingham wasn't able to do that. That's why I have Arizona State like the worst for his, and then took them to the Big 12 title in the college football playoffs. That's what getting it out the mud looks like. These other guys, like, bro, Dan Lannon has, and where's William McBride? I know he's gonna hop in here.
As soon as you say Oregon,
he's essentially had, like, he took over 10-3 team.
Yeah, Cristobal left Oregon right. Yeah, Cristobal left Oregon right.
I got a 10-3 team. I have unlimited resources. All you have to do is not completely total a Lamborghini. That's it.
Well, he banged it up a few times parking it because they still ain't get the national championship. And he go gets the best quarterbacks in the transfer portal like every year. Yeah, Bo Nix and
I'm looking at this like, hold on, I'm blowing my mind. I'm tripping. I don't even know how the hell is Dan Lannon above Kalen DeBoer.
And Kalen turned around. Washington was like not one. They were in bad shape.
Yeah, they were in really bad shape.
Really bad shape. Actually, Kalen DeBoer should be over Lanning and Sarkisian.
I agree 1,000%. So DeBoer, when he got to the year before he got to UW, they were 4-8. They went from 4-8 to 11-2. That's getting it out the mud. Yeah. And then, you know, one of the hardest things to do in football?
The running back.
Beat the same team twice.
Oh, he was beating Oregon. He beat them. Oh, he owns Dan Lanning. I forgot. Kalen DeBoer owns Dan Lanning.
So, with less resources, less money, a team inheriting a 4-8 team, not a 10-3 team, how is Dan Lanning possibly above Kalen DeBoer? Like, that makes absolutely no sense.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a good call out right there because DeBoer owns Oregon.
DeBoer should be higher.
Signetti should be way higher. He should be way higher.
Dabo, you're at Clemson, lower. Mm-hmm. Like you supposed to be
because he had a run. And then it seemed like when that transfer portal came out, the stuff started evening out.
they shouldn't have
started progressing.
They shouldn't have beat SMU. Like they shouldn't have beat SMU. He became the head coach of Clemson in 2009, but Clemson had weapons. Like they had, I mean, a lot of people don't remember them, but they had Tosh Boyd, who I was a huge fan of coming up as a quarterback. Like they had guys. This wasn't no trash team. The year they were 7-6 before he got in. Now he's had 10-win seasons like the past. Well, he didn't in 2023. Really didn't this year. They snuck into the conference title game, but they were 9-3. Then they won that and then lost again. I'm not sold on him as a coach. I'm not at all. I'd have him down. Steve Sarkisian, he did do a complete turnaround at Washington at UW. UW was not good before he got there. He did a complete turnaround at UW. Keshawn Kev. Appreciate the super chat, fam. Appreciate you. Prime had to pull Colorado out of the belly of hell. All Lennon had to do was manage the ship. Signetti should be number 3, then Prime. I can't put Coach Prime over DeBoer. Can't do that. 1 second, real quick.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm definitely putting DeBoer over Dan Lanning. DeBoer owns Dan Lanning. Owns him. Sarkisian, yeah, you know what? I think Freeman's in a good spot. You know, Notre Dame, you know, hey. I think Dabo. I know he had 10-win seasons. I'm dropping Dabo down.
I'm dropping
Utah. Hey, that's really high for me.
I gotta put DeBoer.
I'm putting DeBoer and Signetti in the top 5.
Yeah. I put DeBoer at 3, Signetti at 4. Dan Lanning's going much lower than me.
Yeah.
He might not even be in the top 10.
I'm putting Lanning below Prime. He inherited a really good team. And he got unlimited resources. And he got Bo Nix. Then he went and got Dylan Gabriel. And you still not winning. Like, you're not winning. Like, you're
because the thing you got to look at with Dan Lanning. So we got 25 coaches on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of these 25 would be able to do the same, if not better, at Oregon with the same circumstances?
Probably every last one of them, to be honest.
Majority of them, for sure, right?
To be honest, every last one of them, bro.
Is Dan Lanning going to a 4-8 Colorado in improving them, or 1-11 Colorado in 2 years, having them to where they could have won the Big 12 title?
Most likely, yeah.
I don't think so. Is he going to Indiana and taking them from 3-9 to 11-1?
Nope.
No. Is he doing what Kenny Dillingham did? No. Are those coaches going to Oregon? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Coach Prime starting at Oregon, he would have had every recruit possible.
It would have been unfair. At that point, it would have been like, oh man.
So when I talk about coaches, I'm stripping away the schools. Mm-hmm. Because you can't, he's a great, he's at Oregon. He started at Oregon. They have all the money in the world. So I can't say you can coach because of that. Some of these other ones on the right side, Lincoln Riley he struggled as a head coach. Kalani from BYU got to be way higher.
That's what I said. Yes. I said Stockett got to be way.
Yeah. Got to be way higher. So yeah.
What do you think about James Franklin leaving Vanderbilt, inheriting Penn State?
I haven't done enough research on him to say. I know you don't like him, but I have not done enough research to be able to.
Okay, and then what about LSU? Remember I was saying Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, and you know how they had that prolific offense.
Underachieved. And
Brian Kelly had Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, like
underachieved.
Stock down, right? Gotta be stocked down. Gotta be stocked down. That kind of talent.
So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, neither one of those. Yeah, but yeah, this is who we got. Y'all comment below who y'all got on this list. But yeah, I think a lot of it should change. Our list will be different. I'll just say that.
Yeah, we might have to do a list. We might have to revisit and do our own list because this list is horrible. I'm just gonna say it's horrible.
That'd be another good one. But yeah, hey, shout out BetUS sponsoring the channel. Shout out to all y'all, and BetUS also has casino available now. And shout out to all y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We are gonna be back with a lot more on YouTube. We have a ton more breakdowns coming. A lot more discussions on what's going on with Colorado, with college football, with the Big 12, heading into draft season, starting our draft breakdowns. So yeah, everybody stay tuned. Make sure you tap into Patreon. That's where you get the early access, exclusive access.
Yeah.
Private chats, watch parties. We will see y'all very, very soon. CT, final words.
Okay, to evolve. Drop our theme music.
Who's next? Do your words match your video? Yeah. For my boy TKL, CT the fan. Yeah, we on that buff train, man. Yeah, the boys, they put it down. I watch them every day. Hey, baby.